Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Blue Book Records. So, besides statutes, the legislative process in the United States generates bills, resolutions. There will be committee hearings, all kinds of reports, documentation, debates, and sometimes separately bound legislative histories. So for these legislative materials, we are including the title, the abbreviated name of the House, the number of the Congress, the number assigned to the material, and the year of publication. So basic forms can be found in Rule 13.1 in the table there. So for federal bills, unenacted federal resolutions, state bills, state resolutions, committee hearings, federal documents, congressional debates, etc. So for bills and resolutions, so for unacted federal bills and resolutions, we will use the name of the bill, the abbreviated name of the House, the number of the bill, the number of Congress, and if you're citing a specific section, cite that with the section symbol and the year of publication. So we have some examples in Rule 13.2. There's also the abbreviations for House Resolution, Senate Resolution, House Concurrent Resolution, Senate Concurrent Resolution. So be sure to look at this rule for the abbreviations. Now, for enacted federal bills and resolutions, we cite them like statutes, except when you're using the citation to document its legislative history. If you're doing it that way, then you move back to citing it as unenacted bills. And there are examples in this section. So subsection C, state bills and resolutions. When citing state bills and resolutions, we include the name of the legislative body, the number of the bill or resolution, the number of the legislative body, and the number or designation of the legislative section. And in parentheses, we will also include the date or year of enactment. So with hearings, this is Rule 3.3. This is for federal committee hearings. We include the entire subject matter title in italics, the bill number, the subcommittee name, the committee name, the number of the Congress, the pin site, and the year of publication. And for state committee hearings, we're doing the same thing as federal committee hearings, but we also include the number of the legislative session. So reports, documents, and committee prints. So here we are using the name of the House, the number of the Congress. Then we hyphenate it to the number of the report. the page number, a part number on which the material is being cited, and the year of publication in parentheses. And in this situation, we're using small caps. Debate, Rule 3.5. In this situation, we're generally citing to the congressional record unless you need to go back to debates before 1873. And in the table in section 13.5, there's a method of citing congressional debates through 1873. Rule 13.6, separately bound legislative histories. So sometimes important acts are published separately, and the examples they give are the Administrative Procedures Act, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Equal Employment Opportunity Act, Internal Revenue Acts, National Labor Relations Act, etc., Security Exchange Act of 1934. The Blue Book states that if it would aid the reader in locating the source, a parallel citation may be given. I would recommend just to go ahead and use the parallel citation. And then consulting Rule 15 for books, reports, and non-periodic materials. So electronic media and online sources. When we're citing to materials contained in a commercial electronic database, we give the name of the database and any codes or numbers that'll identify the material as well. So for example, Westlaw or Lexis databases. So a lot of times print sources are accessible, but sometimes they're not easily to get your hands on. It's okay in this situation to cite to an electronic source, looking towards that is an online source, which we'll talk about in Rule 18. But basically, you take the URL and put it at the end of the citation in accordance with Rule 18. So now short forms. This is the same for cases. Again, we're looking for, we can use the short form if it's already been cited in full, in short, including id, in the last 5 preceding footnotes. Otherwise, you have to use the full citation. So, and there's a chart in Rule 13.8 indicating how to use the short citation. So this is Rule 13 of the Blue Book Lectures. Thanks, everybody. We'll take a quick break and move to Rule 14. Thanks, everyone, and take care.